Alright, hello everyone! I'm Musical Daredevil, and I'm not here to read donations, I am here to play a game for all of you this time. That one. The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind, all main quests. Now, I do have a couple good commentators with me who are going to be helping me out while I go fast. You two want to introduce yourselves?
Hey, I'm Volvulus. I run Morrowind, and I love this game. I'm glad that it's on this event, so good luck.
I'm LK47, and I have done some kind of... I've learned the any percent run of this game, but I haven't actually done any runs because I didn't have the proper stuff at the time. Anyway, I am familiar with this route and the any percent route, and I'm here because I can talk fast about things, not because I've actually run the game myself. So, hi.
Yeah, LK47 and I have co-commentated a lot. Now, we did have the bid war for the file name, Sporadic. Can you tell us what the winner is?
Absolutely. Well, I'm not seeing a snipe here. I'm just going to do one more refresh just in case.
All right, just in case.
No, it is definitely Dankoth.
Excellent. I love that file name.
Or you got it.
Yeah.
Pretty good, man.
The pioneer of the Dagoth wave genre of music. But anyway, time isn't starting quite yet. Time will start when we have full character control after I get rid of... After this guard talks to us, and then I get rid of the guard box, or the dialogue box, and move forward.
Yeah, so basically, it's going to be in about 3, 2, 1, and probably about... Well, I can't say exactly what he's clicking. Sorry, I shouldn't have done the countdown.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so right away he is... Oh, nice. Getting around the guard. That is actually one of the harder things to do in this run. It is present in both the any percent... Well, actually any run in this game, literally. You can get around that guy, but it's pretty precise. There's some collision that you have to deal with. You have to get the angle just right. And you can see he's moving in a diagonal path here. That's because, like a lot of older 3D games, you move a little bit faster when you're strafe running, so diagonal is fast. Now he's going to go up here to Sokushi is here, and he's going to do a little bit of cursor setup. That's why he actually went into the other menu there. He wants to set up his cursor in particular places so that the menuing will go quickly. He is picking a class here. It is a custom class, and he's basically just saying, I want to go fast, and I want to have a couple particular stats. He's also picking the steed sign because it means extra speed, and well, that means you move faster. So obviously that's what we want to pick. Then he's going to pick up his documents and pick up a rather expensive item over here and immediately drop it on the floor before the guard talks to him to say, hey, you shouldn't steal that, and then he can just pick it up again because the game is like that. Sure, grabbing a ring here as well because that is going to allow him to give it to Wood Elf out here and get a bunch of extra opinion and therefore better bartering against the shopkeeper Ariel here. He also had to talk to the guy there because this is all quests and he has to actually do the main quest, which means he has to talk to that guy. It is entirely possible to skip him, but yeah. And now he is moving towards one of the main movement items of the run up here with a guy who's going to fall from the sky and die, and you're just going to loot his shoes because they have good enchantment and his scrolls of Ikarian flight. And speaking of all of that stuff, why don't we talk about the route a little bit involved? You know that better than I do.
Yeah, so the first bit is just mainly about getting set up with things that you need. Right here, these 3 potions are going to allow him to navigate this area. But as you can see here, he lines up a certain spot on the wall, and with his fortified acrobatics, he's able to get, very fortunately, to this one particular spot that you would want to get to. And it's going to have this enchanted item, and by switching between that and this item he's going to pick up right now, basically another vanilla weapon, the stat bonuses from this enchanted item keep stacking, and it's going to make him become the Flash. And now we're going to get the other item that we need for the end of the game that also has additional useful stats called Sunder. And he also does a trick here where he's going to switch weapons and attack with a lockpick. And in this version of the game, it one-shots most enemies. So that happens to be the fastest way to dispatch of that man. But actually now we're going to quick save and actually do some stuff in Windows. We're going to copy and paste our save from one folder to another, the 1.0 version to the Game of the Year version. And this is done for a couple of reasons, mostly having to do with some bug fixes. There's some other there's some other benefits to it, like having a different menu set up. But yeah, now he's already in the
game crash
current version of the game.
Interesting.
Oh, that's an unusual place to crash, but
yeah.
2002
I can just start
games
again
for PC.
From that quick save.
Yeah, I mean the save is the same.
Yeah, so we didn't lose much time, but not fun when it crashes. All right, take 2 on that. So
it has happened. It's never happened before.
Yeah,
it's a Bethesda game. It's happened before.
Oh, it's happened.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to this little town called Caldera, which is gonna put us near the start of the main quest. Gonna sell some armor to the creeper here, get a lot of gold for free. Make our way down here to this trader, and you're gonna pick up some arrows and an amulet of recall, which is gonna be a reusable source of recalling. How the recall works is basically you mark it with a spell, you mark any position, and then you can just recall to that position. So that's used a lot. And here we're in the Balmora Temple to get some more spells. See, a lot of this part is just getting everything you need, but they are CV Intervention, which is going to be like another form of teleporting. And then he's going to make a speed boosting spell, because there's some escorts that you have to do. Basically, you need to take an NPC with you to a certain destination. And this spell is going to... It's a bugged spell. It uses the Soul Trap glitch, which basically is just any targeted effect as the last effect. Makes the other previous effects permanent. I don't know why, but 2002 scripting from Bethesda Studios is probably the answer.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure of that myself. But now he's going to head off to Satan. And the reason he's going here now is because that's where he started off. But he's going into this tomb because he's going to be doing a lot of stuff ahead of time. So we just picked up a skull there. That is the skull of Levu Indrano, and that is required for a quest that he is going to turn in rather shortly here. There's another one before that, and he's going to also take care of that beforehand. So he's heading over to that right now, opening this crank, going into this Dwemer ruin, doing a couple of those soul trap glitches on the ground there because you can. And now he's going to go into here, clip out of bounds, because it is incredibly easy to clip out of bounds when you are as incredibly fast as he is right now, and then he's going to be able to just turn these first couple quests. While we're talking about that, the glitch that stacks, the 1.0 exclusive glitch that stacks stats, he did a little bit of finesse there. He actually dropped keying in order to do the Sunder stacking, but right now he has the stats basically to succeed pretty much any skill check, and he also has the ability to hit anything for massive damage no matter what. And as you can see, he also has over 3,000 speed. That is rather significant to the run in very many senses. Now he's going in here. He's going to grab some stuff for a bit of enchanting that he's going to do in a little bit. Those shoes that we mentioned are going to be used specifically for an exploit. Command Humanoid is going to be used to skip a fair number of escort quests because, again, Bethesda programming is a thing, and if you command Humanoid twice in rapid succession on someone you're supposed to be escorting, apparently you escorted them.
It gets kind of like a fail-safe part of the escort quest script.
Yeah, it's it's both a glitch and an exploit, I would have to say. Also, other things he's doing right now, he did a bunch of training in speechcraft. That is because you actually have to get a certain level. Also, Gooby, get your sleep right now. This is your time. You can see he had to sleep there to level up. So what he did there was hit the level he needs to hit for the main quest, or at least get far enough along that path for the rest of the route to work itself out.
You're going to see the first instance of the command. You're supposed to escort this Sargonian. Sadly, you don't get to see him run around, which is always entertaining, but it is in the interest of going fast.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast. Yes, okay. It's very hard to get that tax officer while he's pacing.
Yeah, a little bit of unfortunate RNG. That's the thing that can be a kind of an RNG mechanic, is the little NPC movements, so you have to adapt to their movements sometimes.
But yeah, sniping people from out of bounds is very much a theme of this run. He has so much agility that the random element of potentially missing someone you're shooting at is not going to happen. You're just going to hit. And if you're out of bounds, no one can see you through the walls you're shooting through because they're solid in one way. And you can just shoot them and get sneak attack damage, which is a bunch of bonus damage. And your damage is also boosted by your agility stat. And so things just die when you shoot them from out of bounds after doing all this glitching.
Little door trouble there.
Doors are hard when you move this fast.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, that's another big theme of this game is using the interaction key pretty much at optimally, meaning as far away as possible and as soon as possible on NPCs, on objects, and on doors.
So this next part of the quest line he's doing, he's actually going to be skipping ahead a little bit and going into this tomb here, the Urshulaku Astral Burial, going a bit out of bounds and getting the Bonebiter Bow of Sul Senipul. I can speak, I swear. And that is required for a quest that he hasn't technically learned he needs to do yet. But again, we speedrunners already know what's going to happen. So now he can go to the Urshulaku camp and do a bunch of stuff at once here. So he's supposed to learn about the Nerevarine prophecies. He's supposed to also turn in the Bonebiter Bow as a proof of, being competent.
Initiation.
And some other stuff like that. Yeah, so then he learns about the Nerevarine prophecies. He has to become the Hortator of the main houses in the kind of more civilized area and be proclaimed a Nerevarine. Also, Gooby, go to sleep right there. Proclaimed the Nerevarine of all of the Ashlander tribes. So then there are some other things, one of which he is actually going towards right here, and that is why he slept. He needs to be here at a particular time of the day because the Daedric Prince of Twilight her shrine is only active at dawn and dusk, so you have to go in there at some point. Azura is very key to the plot in this.
Very.
He also just killed a vampire from out of bounds there. That is something he has to do in a little bit for a rather unrelated quest line. But it's something he has to do, so he does it there because it's on the way. Now he is at the Zynep camp, and they are a relatively peaceful group. He's going to get the quest needed for them so that he can do it in a little bit, and shoot one of the people.
Telvanni.
Yeah, the Telvanni quest line is pretty hilarious because it's just like, okay, you can do all these things to peacefully resolve all these problems, but
I'm just going to kill him.
You can also just kill every single one of the other Telvanni counselors, and then the one remaining guy will proclaim you the Hortator, and it's all good. So knowing that, we can just kill all the other ones as we go around our other business here.
Next up, we're going to take care of most of the Redoran Hortator. It's in this really large and labyrinth of a building. If you ever played casually, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
We're able to take care of it pretty quickly due to our speed and knowledge of everything, so it comes in handy. We're going to use our custom spell to make this NPC we actually have to escort, the only one in the run, faster.
This is the only
so
escort quest we
nice.
can't skip in the run. Oh, I've left him in there. Silly me.
And if you're wondering, if you don't speed him up, is it entirely possible that he'll just fall behind and kind of get caught and killed? Yes, it is possible.
Yep.
So the time that he took to put the speed boosting properties on that spell were well worth it. Now there's a bit of RNG in effect. Like, how good is the pathfinding AI actually? That wasn't bad. That was not bad at all. He can get stuck on things and walk around in circles for quite a while there.
Yeah, it sucks. That was okay.
Yeah, that was decent. He kind of got stuck, but then he kind of got loose, so it worked out pretty well.
So that guy he just talked to there is the father of the person he just rescued, and he basically says, okay, so there's this one guy who's basically in charge of the Red Run right now, and there are a couple other guys who will vote for you, but you need to do these other things first. So he's going to take care of all of that stuff, and then eventually after that, the one person remaining is going to be like, all right, you want to be Hortator? Fine. Beat me in a duel and you can be Hortator. And that is not a smart decision on his part if you have remembered the stats that he has and the equipment that he has and the exploits available to him. So, yeah, that's going to be a thing later when he gets back to Vivek City. But in the meantime, it's just a bunch of quickly navigating these really annoying little corridors and getting to talk to all the people he needs to talk to.
Yeah, so with that done, we're going to head back to the first quest giver, Caius, and he's going to assign us to a mission where we have to infiltrate a 6th house base. 6th house is like the main antagonist organization of the game. So he sends you there. We're going to do a lot of no clipping, as you'd expect, and another bit of sniping. And with that, we're going to get a disease as part of the prophecies. So you're basically making these prophecies happen. They're basically unfolding as things happen, even though you're not. You think it could happen, but you're not certain, or no one is certain until it actually happens. And just like that, he's done with that area. And a little recall back to Caius gets him back instantly. And with that done, we're moving on to Vivek to do actually set up a mark and then do some more Nerevarine stuff. This here is the Arabenamsum tribe.
They don't like me.
They are very hateful, so you just kill them.
Yep, just like the Telvanni.
The quest line is kind of funny. It's like, if you actually go through the steps, the wise woman will say, okay, so this one guy who I like is going to be willing to support you if he's Ashkan, but in order for him to be Ashkan, all these other guys have to be out of the way. So the very heavy implication is you should kill them. Okay, so that's the thing that can happen when you're very fast.
Yes.
And moving as you enter a door. But anyway,
oh dear,
the idea
happened
is,
again.
Okay,
oh, I'm not levitating. Hold on, that's a problem.
Yeah. So the levitation spell that he got from the Amulet of Parthiel and the fancy pants he's now wearing, or did you?
I didn't get the pants. No.
Yeah, that's right. Okay,
didn't want to do it.
Yeah, that's routed out. It's not necessary, but it's a decent backup strat. So enchantment does run out over a certain amount of uses. So if you pick up the pants in the Shrine of Azura, you have another levitate item.
No, he's got the spell, so he can spam it as much as he needs to.
Yep. That's how I like to do it.
Yeah. So there are a bunch of moving pieces with the magic routing, if you will.
There's that NPC randomness. Not being in his favor.
So now he's going to actually get this Corporus disease cured. That's the last living dwarf that he's talking to right now. There's a little fetch quest in here. This is not one of the Telvanni counselors, but he kind of is a high up Telvanni guy anyway, and he knows stuff about the disease. So it's like, can you cure me? And it's not worked on anyone before, but obviously you are the special, so it works.
We're cured.
So upcoming
now more Telvanni sniping.
Yeah, I was going to say there's going to be more Telvanni slaying from Out of Bounds, and then we're going to do part of the Zainab quest line, which is to convince a slave to go with you. So that involves escorting. So again, we're going to use our fancy shoes and skip the escort. And there used to be a different version of the skip before the command thing was found, where you would also use command, but from a different source, and then you would guide her into a nearby tunnel, and it would, at the end of the tunnel, it would complete the quest. So
that's one of my favorite glitches.
Yeah.
Who knows why it works?
I think it has to do with like the NPC's position. Like the NPC's position in the actual place you need to go is the same as that position in that tunnel. Yeah. I think that's my theory on why it happens, but I haven't
had a better guess than that either. Like that's one of the first things that occurred to me, but it's like, do we actually know for sure? No, we absolutely do not. And now he's doing a bit of stuff. This Dren plantation here is involved in the quest line for the Hlalu Hortator ship. And so that's one of the people he does actually have to kill. Things are a little bit more complicated with Hlalu. It's not just kill everyone. So a couple people you talk to, a couple of them, like you actually have to kill that guy first for them to be acquiescent. Now he's going to kill the Redoran guy. Bye. And now he's going to go and do another killing and then just find a guy who he needs to just find for the Hlalu Hortator ship. That guy was the other one that he has to kill, and he is more or less ready once he talks to this other guy in here to become the Hlalu Hortator. Yep.
Yeah, it's good that they're all kind of close by, though. We take care of like 5 of them back to back.
This one's easy to forget, though.
Yeah, the cool thing about the Hlalu, in a sense, is like each of the great houses kind of have their own area. The most spread out by far are the Telvanni, but they each kind of have their thing. Like the Telvanni are on the East Coast, like, hey, we just kind of stick to ourselves and do weird magic. He's doing some plot stuff here,
breaking someone out of jail.
Yeah, like back in the library when we were kind of talking about other things, he got a book from her and some info. Now he had to save her because she got arrested because the cult of the Nerevarine in this other form is not really kosher. So they're dissident priests, they're underground. Now he gets the info he needs, and he's able to move on. But then the Hlalu, back to what I was talking about before, are kind of centered around Vivek and a little bit around Belmora because commerce, that's their thing. And then the Red Huron are the more traditional people, and they're mostly in the other areas, particularly Aldrune and such.
Yep, so we just finished pretty much everything. We just have to turn in with the lead council people to get their status as Hortator. And then we can move on to like the actual final end part of the game.
And yeah, he's kind of technically bouncing all around the map here, but it's very much based. It's based on like actual travel speed, not how far you have to go. And here he's talking to Sarioni here, who is kind of like a high priest for Vivek, and he's like, okay, yeah, you fulfill all this stuff. You can go talk to Vivek. He wants to talk to you. When you talk to Vivek, and he's like, here, have these Wraithguard gauntlets. They will let you wield the artifacts that we got at the very start of the run. But yeah, now he's off to finish the game because that's all he has to do. So he's going to fly over the mountains here, back past a couple areas where he was, and to Dagoth-Ur's lair here. Not Dankoth-Ur. He is Dankoth-Ur. Dagoth-Ur is the evil guy. Bit of out of bounds, and then he's going to set up a mark outside the area where Azura is going to be. Out of bounds in here, whack the heart a couple times, leave just far
Time's
enough
coming
for
up.
him to be able to teleport, and then
Time.
that will be time. Yep, time.
You no longer bear the burden of prophecy. You have achieved your destiny. You are free.
GG,
right.
good run. You didn't forget anything. That is
No.
always one of the big
Yes.
dangers here.
That happened last week. It was embarrassing. But yeah, that was a fairly solid run. Had a little bit of bad RNG there. Had the one game crash, but luckily the game crash wasn't actually that bad in terms of recovery. Also, way too much speed. Normally we like to have 3,000 or like 2,900, and I got 31 because I auto-hotkeyed too much. Yes, auto-hotkey is allowed in this route. But yeah, pretty solid overall. Sporadic, what was my official time?
I'm sorry. I'm looking at the. It looks like PestoBot is having a moment.
Oh dear.
I see a 2222 on stream, but
Okay,
I'm not
yeah,
sure
22.
when that
Yeah,
was
I'm seeing
actually
the
fixed.
2220.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that was completely accurate because, like, I see an 1839 on his actual splits. Those remove loads.
That's in-game time. So
The problem is, again, the on-stream timer didn't start exactly when it needed to. So okay,
my
I'm
timer is
seeing-
showing
yeah,
around a
23.
23, so 22:22, that's fine for the official timer.
It's kind of an
Yeah,
amazing
close
time,
enough.
actually.
Yeah,
Line of twos. Looks good.
pretty decent. But now, we are going to proceed on to the Any% run that all of you donated so generously for. Thank you all very much for donating to the White Bear Area Emergency Food Shelf.